clock has started.
Go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes, and the lovely Julia. Yes, it's a Monday, the 25th of October 2025. We're only doing an hour tonight, and going forward, it may be that we only... I hate that expression, going forward. In the future, we may only be doing an hour on these shows. And the reason that you might be going, oh my God, what, only an hour? We like the hour and a half. It's dark. That's not the reason. It's just getting to bed now. As by the time I've sorted the show out and turned everything off, it's 10 o'clock. By the time we've had a cup of tea and talked about the show and things that worked or didn't work or whatever, and by the time Julia gets home...
It always was only 1 hour, but then, like everything, you creep... it up and, sneak more in. And
I know, my problem is I tend to just work
everybody harder.
Yes, I work everybody harder. And so I think we may... It also, I think, puts some people off that it's an hour and a half. I know the fans. The other thing is, really and truly, the bottom line is, this doesn't generate any income for me, and it's 3 nights a week. It's 4.5 hours of work, plus... putting it all together, yes. That it doesn't really, it's a nice bonus for everybody who supports the Bald Explorer, but I think reality starts to come in after 4 years of doing this. So we may only go down to, as I say, just an hour. So I hope that's that's the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. However, on that note, it is a Monday, and have you had a good day so far today, lovely Julia?
It's not been too bad.
Oh, good.
I'm still alive.
You're still alive because it's half
term. So are
term,
both my
isn't
children.
It? Yes. It's half term.
It is half term, yes.
With the kiddies. I remember what that's like. That's full on, isn't it?
It is.
There's no...
It's what you sign up to as a parent, isn't it?
Well, it is. That's very true. You do sign up to it. Colonel Cragratty says, will we be getting any refunds for the reduced time? Well, I'll have to... I don't know how much you've donated, but...
How much can we reduce from nothing?
Yes, I do. Yes.
How about 5 specks of dust and a piece of glitter?
Yes, exactly. We'll contribute fewer jokes than normal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You'll still cram them in.
Well, we do our best anyway. Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, whatever. So.
Whatever. Moving on.
Moving on. On the other side of the studio, you will notice you can't see much of it. And in fact, you can see a little bit more if I move the camera over there.
Camera.
We now have, as you can see, a mic stand in the way. No, a lovely bookcase, which has been very kindly donated to the studio by Jackie H.W. Thank you so much, Jackie. Went to pick that up at the weekend. And I had to use my strong end to get it into the van. It was the first time I've actually used the van as a sort of removal vehicle. Up until then, it's been a pleasure vehicle. If the van is a rocking, it must be something wrong with the tyres. Get the tyres pumped up, or it's just on an uneven surface and going down a bumpy road. I think that's how it goes, isn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah. But I haven't used it as an actual removals vehicle, so that was brilliant. It was good fun. Then I went over to Ray of Hope. I don't know if Ray has checked in. It was lovely to see. There he is. It was lovely to see Ray, and he showed me his wonderful flagpole. Now, that's not a euphemism, but also...
Thankfully.
Thankfully.
No offence, Ray.
He also showed me his very lovely keyboard, which was superb. I have to say, seeing it in the flesh, or in the electronics...
And the infamous models.
And the infamous models, they were dancing about, doing a sort of ballerina thing. What is that thing that ballerinas do?
Ballet.
No, ballet. They were doing a sort of ballet. Thank you.
You're welcome.
They were doing a kind of ballet, lots of pirouettes and jeté-pés and all that kind of nonsense. A bit like the debtors when they knock on the door and say, you've yet to pay. No, it's a jeté-pé. I don't know what a jeté-pé is, or even if there is such
I don't think that is a thing.
I think I may have made that bit up. But anyway.
Jeté?
Jeté! What does that mean?
I think it's a jump.
Oh, it's a jump.
I think so.
I jump over the cow.
That's nice for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, you definitely do if it's running at you and you can't run away quick enough.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so it was lovely to see Ray and Mrs. Ray, and I also picked up some logs. So the van was also used as a second part of the delivery van, and the logs have been burning and they've been absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much, Ray.
Sadly, I wasn't able to meet Ray because, I was with my family.
Oh, right.
Doing the family thing. Not my family, but, my boys.
Right. Oh, nice to see the boys. Your boys.
My boys.
Yeah, nice to see them, I would imagine,
it is
for you.
nice to see my boys.
I mean, you see them all the time.
Yes.
So it's like...
But it would have been nice to have seen Ray.
Yes, oh yes. Well, you were busy with your boys.
Yeah,
apparently.
I just said all that.
You just said all that.
Just said all
well,
that.
I'm glad somebody said all that. Oof. If it looks like I've got a slightly shiny face tonight, by the way, ladies and gentlemen...
Because he had a slapdash... shave just 2 minutes before
2 minutes
show.
Before the show. I went, oh crikey, oh blimey, I was going to shave before the show because I'd let the old sheg grow a bit.
Sheg.
Yes, I think that's Swedish, isn't it, for beard? My dad used to say.
I'd look it up. But...
My dad used to say, oh, I've got to go and shave the sheg. I had no idea what he meant by that. Well, I did know what he meant, but I didn't know what it was. I've always assumed, because in the family, there is, in my great-grandfather, I think, was Swedish. He came over, apparently, my great-grandfather, from Sweden.
Well, that would make sense.
With 2 bags of money.
2 bags?
Yeah, suitcases of money. They couldn't bring it, they couldn't do a bank transfer or anything, They didn't have a BACS system back then. So they smuggled out their savings in 2 suitcases. Now, whether they were all in whatever the coinage is in Swedish pennies,
I don't know.
Or in, because when my dad told me this when I was a kid, because I imagined it was suitcase stuffed with money. But I imagine there were clothes and all sorts of other things, and perhaps a wallet with 50p in it, or however much, £5, whatever. So when you say it's all stuffed with money, it may not have actually been stuffed. Anyway, none of us saw where that money went, the old great-grandfather. But that's where the Swedish bit comes in, down the line somewhere in the old Vobes.
Does anybody know if shag is a thing?
Is a shag a beard? Anyway, that's what
it could have been, twisted and warped over time.
Chinese whispers.
Kind
No need to shout. It's a whisper. Don't stick that chocolate bar in my ear.
What about a Yorkie? It's slow. Oh, Krona.
Krona?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the crown, is it? Is
Yeah.
that the Krona crown? Yeah. That's a beer, isn't it? Krona, or is it that a virus these days? Anyway, yes. So that's where the shag bit came from. So yes, if I got a shiny face, it was purely that 2 minutes before the show, I was like, oh God, and that cutthroat razor, you can't hurry that very easily. Although you did manage to nick pretty much from ear to ear.
Did I?
Yeah, and
I didn't quite go deep enough then, did I?
No. You didn't actually draw any blood, but thank you for... Next time, use the cutthroat razor rather than the axe.
Dang.
I know you were...
I was doing it wrong.
Yeah, and
Something felt wrong.
Slightly worried when you were fondling the chainsaw. It's a good job you didn't know where the plug was. Otherwise, I'd be the horseless headman.
Yeah, the horseless headman.
the horse. Anyway, it's lovely to see you.
Flappy Goose says you shaved so thoroughly your head is smaller.
Yes, I take a layer off every time I shave. Eventually, it'll just be a peanut head. It'll just be broad shoulders. Well, they're not that broad, to be honest, these days. I'm shrivelling up. But there'll be shoulders with a peanut head.
Peanut head.
I mean, it looks like a peanut on the top, doesn't it?
A very big peanut.
Yes, I wasn't talking about the scale. I was talking about the, it's like one of those nice...
I don't know. I've never looked at your head and I've never thought peanut.
There's a peanut. I know. Well, peanuts don't wear glasses, do they? I mean,
there is that. There is that.
And it's salted, probably from the sweat, natural body sweat. It's naturally salted, like a salted peanut. And if you were to thump me, I'd be as salted.
I'm not even badum-tishing that.
No, don't.
No.
And if I was just trying to get to roasted, but it'd have to be out in the sun, I suppose, all day long. Because
or dry roasted, like Five Waterfall suggests.
Is that what he says there?
Yes, that's what he says.
What does he say?
Dry roasted? Question mark?
Question mark. Yes, dry roasted. Exactly. I don't know what he's talking about.
Now, Joanna Jones cannot unsee a peanut for your head.
Oh, Joanna Jones.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yes, I'm so soggy. Sean O'Brien says, the Vogue Show is funny. Oh, we're funny, all right. The doctors keep trying to come in with their psychiatrists to sort of straight. The straitjackets get posted through the letterbox, which is handy because the letterbox being straight itself, they just slip straight through. I mean, if it was a bit sort of wonky, you'd need the wrong key to open the door. So anyway, we have 3 videos in tonight's show. Jackie HW is making an almond raspberry cake to show us how to do it. Something that we ought to try, maybe. Do you like almonds or almonds?
I like almonds.
From Great Almond Street. I think that's where they grow. I think the children, they employ those poor children at Great Almond Street to pick the almonds off the almond tree. They all got those almond eyes, which everybody wants to.
Stop.
What's that manga? Is it manga art?
Yeah.
That manga, or as I like to say, manky. Anyway, that's what Jackie HQ is up to.
Lord Jeffrey Harrison is asking, Richard, would you love an electric chainsaw? I've got 2.
I have got an electric chainsaw, dear boy. I've got one. I better not have another. I'm acquiring so much junk. I mean, stuff. No, but in all honesty, it's a lovely offer, but I have actually got one.
Didn't we see Merlin using it in one of the videos recently?
No, we didn't. He did use it, but I didn't film him.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't like to be filmed.
Oh, yeah, of course. No, I thought it was
I told you about it, but
that's right.
Yeah, and
with a very vivid imagination.
And you just made it into a video.
I did.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm making
videos.
Explorer videos.
If only
in
we
my
could make
sleep,
them
apparently.
like that. That would be great.
That would
wouldn't
be
it?
very quick, wouldn't it?
You know, I just sort of tell you something,
and then
you create it.
Yep, there we go. I'll upload it now.
Yeah. I've been having a few anomalies.
Well done.
Thanks. Anomalies in my videos. I don't understand it. In all the professional years that I've ever had it, I've always had it quite regularly. And now I'm struggling with it.
Yes.
Oh, in the video, it's like tomorrow's video has been uploaded. Oh, it's about a murder, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. It's about a murder. But upload it, put it onto YouTube. Then what I have to do is I have to sit through the ruddy thing and look at myself prancing about in a silly hat and shorts and whatever, and getting in and out the van and, you know, walking across the Niagara Falls on a little tiny thin bit of cable, recreating this murder and falling off.
Recreating.
Yeah. And then whilst watching, it's all been perfect in the edit, but then somewhere in the encoding, I get these little flashes of media offline. It's like, what? What do you mean the media's offline? It's not offline. It's these little anomalies. Did I do it right? Yeah. They just turn up, and it's very irritating. So then, that's why I send it to Julia to have a look at, and we're both sitting there analysing this video and then go, oh, look, there's a sodding anomaly. And one has to re-render that, go in, tweak it a bit. Where is it? Why is it doing that? I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason. It's either my computer is dead and it's just, or the hard drives are not able to quickly pull up the file, or it just hates me. But I keep getting them, and it's very irritating because I want the videos to be as perfect as possible when I put them out. But so I don't know if anybody else who's made videos ever has these anomalies happen. Do let me know. By the way, I haven't put it on the screen, but you can actually call in with our special number, which we have now. Julia's got her new phone. Tell us about your new phone.
It's a lovely new phone, but I haven't had time today to actually start putting my stuff across, so I'll have to borrow it back for a couple of hours after the show, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Excellent.
I've got your SIM card here
lovely.
In this little red hot soup melting away. So you can give us a call on
0793 4746 790. I did it again. And then I ended with 0.
Oh yeah.
Wait, ready?
0793
yeah 4746 790.
Yes, you see, should you pronounce it 0 or should you pronounce it O?
I think it should be 0, shouldn't it? But I think the tendency is to shorten it. Like a nickname, shorten it O.
Because like 007, I mean, it should be 007.
Yeah.
We have a caller on the line. Hello, caller on the line.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, yeah, very well. Who's that?
It's Mark. Mark, we spoke a couple of weeks ago, Richard.
Hello, Mark. It's nice to have you back on the show. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. So, your media offline era.
Yes.
Do you use Adobe Premiere to edit your videos?
No, I don't use that, Rob. I mean, I don't use that program. I use DaVinci Resolve.
Ah, right, okay. Because I could have helped you if it was Adobe Premiere, but I'm no use. No use to you if it's DaVinci Resolve.
Oh, right. But what would it have been if it had been on DaVinci, on Adobe Premiere? What? I
think it'll be the same principle that you need to look to relink the files. All video editing software sometimes has this problem where it seems to lose the connection from the software to the video clip on the hard drive, and you need to make sure that you relink. So, even just selecting all the clips in the timeline and then looking for the option in Resolve to relink so the software has got a new connection to the clips.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I know how to do that because often I've edited stuff on the laptop and then I'll bring it over to and all the clips are on a portable hard drive, and I just plug the hard drive into my main PC, and then of course it can't, and I export the EDL, the decision list thing, and then it goes, I don't know where the clips are, and you go, no, that's all right, don't panic, and you collect, as you say, you select all the files, and you go, they're here, and it goes, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine, and then it, bing, as if by magic, all your edit decisions are there, and you can render it off, which is easier to do than on my laptop, which takes forever, whereas the PC is a bit. But funny enough, I mean, in the edit, you're editing away; it's finding them fine, but it's only on the render. Is that so? That would still, you think, be the same issue?
Do you know what? I'm just going to do a Google search for you just now while we're talking. There we go. I'm like an offline producer for you tonight.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Whilst you do that, can I just say, what a cracking accent?
Yeah, we love that Cornish accent. It's just so good.
Yes, Jackie Lowe says it's the Scottish contingent.
There's a lot of help files on Google. Just a Google search for it. So. Because I'm not familiar with DaVinci Resolve, I don't know what it's trying to tell me, but it sounds like a similar thing, that it's losing a link to some of the clips.
Yeah, I do find. I mean, I don't know whether it's the speed. It's because when it's rendering, you're assuming that it's trying to look for the files quickly. Yet it will find them quickly when you play the video. All right. Yeah. But I do notice if I have a clip. I know this is going to bore everybody watching, apart from those people who've done anything like this. But if I have a clip on the timeline, and it's the exact length of the clip that I filmed, doesn't seem to like that. I always have to trim. I mean, I would do anyway, because the bit at the end of the clip is me turning the camera off, but which you don't want to see. So I am always trimming it a bit. But sometimes I've held the camera so beautifully still, and I've pressed the button that there's no movement or anything, and I've accidentally left that whole clip all the way through in, because I didn't realise that there didn't seem a need to top it off, and then it didn't like that last. It's like, oh, come to the end. Oh, I don't know what to do. So
that's strange. Well, do you know what the solution for that might be? You need to put more coal in the furnace. And just get the guys in the boiler room working a bit harder,
Get them working harder, yeah. I mean, the nice thing is that you can actually ring up DaVinci Resolve. I have done it, even though it's the free file, a free download. Yeah. Although, you see, the problem is I'm using DaVinci 15. I think the latest one is 17. But 17 doesn't work on my computer very well, because on a dual screen, for some reason on set... Now, this is really boring, everybody. On the dual screen, get this, if I put the latest version of the video program on my computer over the two screens, which is how I like to work, the one on the right, I cannot do any right clicks within the program to get up sub-menus. On 15, no problem at all. But on the new version, if I'm on the second screen, it just goes, nope. And that's the screen in which you've got a number of things that you need to right click for. Yeah. I
honestly think you need to get more coal in the furnace. I think that's what it is. You've not got enough steam going through the system to power the computer.
Need a new computer, you think?
I think that's what it is, mate. I think it's a new computer,
Right.
And also, always use the fastest hard drives you can. I mean, I'm sitting tonight trying to back up about 4 terabytes of video files, so that I can start working a project, and it's just a nightmare because the hard drives aren't fast enough.
Right.
And that can often be an issue,
Well, I think that, I mean, what I was doing, I mean, I know this is really dull tonight. I don't apologise for everyone else, but seeing as you're on the phone, what I've been doing is I used to edit off the flash cards. Used to have no problem at all on a USB 3. No problem. And I was having this, then this anomaly thing happened, and I thought, do you know what I'll do? I'll put it on my C drive, which is a solid state drive.
Yeah, so it should be fast.
Yeah, in a temporary folder, and doesn't seem to make the blind bit of difference. So
it's really strange. I wish I could help you further, Richard. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is.
Colonel Craig Ratty says, wait until Windows 11 comes along. Yeah, well, that'll slow everything down.
Yeah, exactly. That'll just mess everything up.
I mean, I was perfectly fine with XP.
Yeah, you're showing your age there.
Oh my God, I go back to 3.3. What was it? 3.1 or 3.2?
3.1. Yeah, exactly.
With the floppies.
Yep.
Back in those days. Anyway, we better wrap this up because people will be dead.
Your regular programming.
Yeah. And if you stumble across something, do let me know. But I think you're quite. I think I do need to upgrade. I mean, it's just the computer's probably died, and maybe the hard drives are a bit worn out now. Although the solid state should be fine.
How old did you say that computer is?
It's only about 2.5 years.
Strange.
That's prehistoric these days, wasn't it?
Well, it's true. It is true. But one would have to spend about $3,000 to get a really fast one that's going to last, several. And especially for 4K. I mean, I only film in 1080 mostly.
God, yeah. It's 4K I film in, and it's. Okay, I'll let you go. One last thing is just I would recommend maybe doing a disk defrag on even on the SSD just to make sure that everything is properly indexed, all that sort of stuff. That might help.
Yeah. Windows seems to sit there chugging them away, doing defrags in the background.
Oh, does it? All right, okay. See,
but I mean, I don't know, because I hear it chugging away when I'm editing, going, oh, for goodness sake, stop it. Stop mucking about. It's probably wearing the life out of the thing. Anyway, we better move on. But thank you very much, Mark.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Where in Scotland are you? Are you in Scotland? I'm making the assumption.
Yeah. Glasgow.
Oh, good. I went in Glasgow not so long ago, driving around in Glasgow. Yeah. I was
going to say when.
Well, it was about 1.5 years ago or 2 years ago. It was pretty much my last corporate job. And but it's funny because it's kind of the main town bit is like it's like a grid thing. I got terribly lost there. But then when you get up to where Sauchiehall Street is, that's a much nicer area.
Yeah.
Well, I say that. The last time I was in Sauchiehall Street was 1997. So who knows what it's like now?
Well, we're hosting COP as of, I think, next week.
Oh, yes, of course you are. COP 26.
The whole city's grinding to a halt for 2 weeks. So it's almost a month. We've started the road closures now. So, yeah, it's a total mess in Glasgow at the minute.
But nobody's coming, are they? Greta's not going, is she?
Greta's not going. The Pope's not going. Putin's not
going. The Chinese aren't going.
I don't see what the point is.
No. No.
They could have done it in a Zoom call. They should just do a live stream and have done with it.
Absolutely. There we go. Oh, my God, what have you done to my head?
You've got some hair on.
Julia's just taken the effigy of me and put hair on it. Anyway, it's lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for ringing in, Mark.
Thank you. No worries. Speak to you later.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Bye.
Glad to hear you. Bye.
That was the video hotline. Sorry about that. That's eaten up some of the show. Anyway, now we've only got half an hour of the show left. But it's fascinating. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate that. And you're probably right. I was getting suspicious that things are just wearing out, but it's probably quite a bit of money to. But it might mean that I can get on the better version of How's Your Father. Is he all right? It's good. Lovely. This COP thing is a load of hot air, says Paul Cockrell. I'm sure it is. Nigel Sadler says...
Try a raspberry pie.
Try a raspberry pie. And that
apparently they're very good.
Not for 4K.
I don't know.
I mean, they're tiny little... They got no oomph in them.
No oomph.
No oomph.
They got no oomph, sir.
Got no oomph.
Got no oomph, sir, Sadler.
Talking of raspberry pie, shall we have a look at a video about almond and raspberry cake?
That sounds good.
So, this is Jackie H.W., who sent this in earlier today. Let's find out what she's up to. that looks rather tasty, doesn't it?
Yep.
Um,
It's a shame Morrison's is going to be shut. And the corner shops will be shut.
No, we finish earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case anybody didn't catch that, we're finishing earlier tonight, but it does say only a 1 hour show tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So we've already done 30 minutes, so thank you very much. Jackie, that was lovely, and our tongues are going, because when you
had to mop the table.
Yes. When it said dot jam, I said to Juliet, what's dot jam? I thought, I've never heard of dot jam. And then I realised, dot it about on the top of the cake. It takes a few minutes to penetrate the thick skull. But there we are. Colonel Cragrat, he says, yummy. Anyone delivering tonight? Yes, deliver the old cake. That's making me feel hungry, says Sensible Paul. And Jackie Lowe says, my oven wouldn't stand up to such close scrutiny. No,
mine wouldn't either.
I can't remember if you said set the oven to a specific temperature. On my Essie, it's either hot or very hot. And so you just chuck things in, and you never quite tell because you stick another log on because they're running out, and it could kick it over the edge or not, depending on how hot that log is or how dry the log is. And the logs from Ray are lovely, I have to say. They're
doing their job then.
They're doing their job.
They're doing their job. Well done.
So that's a good. The chance would be fine thing, Bonnie, says Dave, apropos of something. Nigel Sassler says they look like it looked like a show kitchen. The label on the waste bin looked a little bit fishy. Yeah, it was a fishy label, I think. So that was marvellous. Anyway, thank you very much for that, Jackie. I'll be round very soon to have a sample of almond raspberry cake. You've got to get the P in on the raspberry.
Raspberry.
Do give us a call on 0793 4746 790. Now that you know the telephone is actually working and we have a shorter show, you need to get your act into gear. Otherwise, you'll be thinking, I will ring in, and it'll be 5 to 9, and then we'll be closing everything down. Meanwhile, we do have another video for you tonight, thanks to Stephen Agger, who has gone to Llandudno.
Ooh.
Did you know? Llandudno? I didn't know the
I
clan.
don't know either.
No, I didn't know. I don't know. So the clan is up there at the moment, and he climbed the Great Orme. Is that the Great Almond Street? No, that's going back to the other joke, isn't it? The Great Orme, I believe, is some form of hill or mountain or large raised plateau. Anyway, he did do the climbing. Shall we go and see what he got up to?
Let's go and have a look.
Let's have a...
Right, they're the top of the Great Orme now. Well, it's an amazing view. It's a wonderful vista. The sun is blazing down. It's a nice breeze. The town centre over there. Beach. Slow down over there. And that's Mount Snowdon.
definitely going to be Zoom wars going on there.
We're getting Zoom envy in the chat there.
I definitely think we should get Stephen Egger and Bernie, like on a Zoom duel, and they'll have to be back to back on the top of a hill in the middle of nowhere, and there'll be landmarks at certain distances with windows, like 2 towers back to back, and they have to, walk back to back, turn around, and then film. Maybe they're back to back, and then they walk 6 miles, each of them. They climb up a tower, each of them, and they stand in the window, and then they turn and film and use their zoom to see if you can see the other one. And the zoom will go woo.
Or they stand in the same place.
It's going to be, you're going to make it simpler.
And you have a target town or something.
Yeah, that would be more practical.
And like a Where's Wally thing, they've got to find someone in particular.
Oh yeah,
who's there
with a bobble
waiting.
hat.
Yeah.
Dressed as a Mexican wasp.
Why did you have to go there?
Where?
I don't know. Why Mexican? Mexican wasp? What is there such a thing? Just.
Well, a normal wasp is in yellow and black. I thought a Mexican wasp would be in
black and yellow.
Red and black, like Where's Wally? He's in red and black, isn't he?
That's Dennis the Menace, isn't it? No, he's in red and white. Wally is red and white.
Is he red and white?
Yeah. Where's Wally's red and white, isn't he?
Oh, he might be red and white. Well,
Dennis the Menace is black and white.
So he's not it's not a Mexican wasp then, is he? I don't know why. I thought Mexican wasp because I thought it's quite hot in Mexico, and a wasp would have
suntan.
Yes, no sunburn.
That's what I mean.
I would have thought it would have had sunburn, and so he would have red and black. What I'm sure that the Mexican wasps must be, and I couldn't think of a Saharan wasp. I could have said that would have been even. They would have been black and black striped.
Anyway. Yeah, true. Anyway, the point is that was a lovely video. Thank you, Steve.
Yes, no, it was a lovely video, and thank you very much. And it was lovely to, and you did actually remind me that we did see Bernie trying to clamber up the thing last year when he sent it.
He wasn't allowed to, was he? Because of the
no, because he's got a condition.
Oh, yes, but he, like you said, he did walk the pier.
He walked
and
the pier.
We saw him do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not debating that. And then so in the process of watching the Vogue Show, people have seen down at Llandudno at the bottom with the pier and the water, and then the potential clambering up, and sitting on the bench where we left Bernie wheezing away, and then suddenly 4 months passed and we're transported to the top thanks to Stephen Agger. We'll call him Super Agger, and there he is at the top. So now the audience, if they've paid attention and been with us all this time, have seen both views. You see? Of Llandudno.
Llandudno.
Llandudno. How the Welsh get through a day, I do not know.
How we get through a day, I have no idea.
How I get through one. Anyway.
Kind of what I meant.
Oh, that's like a spider on the head. That is like a tarantula on the head. Right. I was watching the other day. Do you remember that film Fierce Creatures with John Cleese and Jamie Lee Curtis and Kevin Kline and Ronnie Corbett?
Haven't seen
and
it myself.
Derek.
I'm sure lots of people have.
Guyler. Derek. What was his name? He used to be in Play School. Derek. What was his name? The black guy in Play School. Really,
I can see his face. I just don't know.
I used to like him. He was hilarious. So many of these old actors. Robert Lindsay was in it, and a number of other. Anyway, it was Ronnie Corbett was in it as well, and what's his name? Who went around? Michael
Griffiths?
Palin. He was. Yes, that's it. Derek Griffiths. Yes, brilliant actor. Loved. You don't see much of him these days, do you? Yes, all right. We've got everyone's now saying Griffiths. Yeah. No, brilliant. Anyway, why did I mention it? Oh, because there's a bit with a tarantula.
Oh, right.
And John Cleese is in it. I forgot to mention. Did I mention John Cleese?
I don't know if you did.
He was hilarious. I mean, he's
in it. She's
basically.
In it. Hey, it's the Jumps in the house.
He's basically Basil Fawlty in charge of a zoo.
Right.
I mean,
that sounds good.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch that.
I have to watch it.
I'll have to watch that.
It's a nice video.
Anyway, talking to nice videos and Basil Fawlty, it's time for Bernie.
Bernie,
In Rye, ladies and gentlemen. Good old Bernie, Station Master's choice. He's coming to the end, and then we will be bereft.
What are we going to do?
Because there'll be no video. Well, luckily, we've got shorter shows. So what we can do is get those wine glasses with water in and sit here and do this.
I'd be surprised if it worked on that glass.
It wouldn't work on this one, obviously. You need one with a stalk. And then you...
A stem. Stem?
A stem, yes. Like a little, like the glass has dripped out
Apparently
the bottom.
Derek died earlier this year.
Oh, no, did he?
Yeah, sorry to
Oh, now you've
bust your bubble.
You've upset me now.
Oh.
Derek Griffiths. For those...
Right, it's going to be all right. It'll be all right. It's all right. Don't cry. Stop crying. Will you just calm down? Oh my God, calm down. Stop crying.
What's got into you? I'm going to have to see it. Derek Griffiths. How are they spelling Griffiths? Is it Griffiths?
Like it says there.
Oh, like it, yes.
Yeah,
autocorrect has come in. Yes. Well, it doesn't say there he's dead. Hang on a minute. We're going into the world of Wikipedia. Hang on. Wikipedia. Pictures. There we go, look. 1946 he was born, British actor and voice artist who appeared in a number of British children's television series in 1960s to present and has been recently paid. Yes, actor...
David Vad says Derek Griffiths is still alive and is 75.
There you go. Still alive and 75. Would we like to see a picture of him? Of course you would. Let's go and... let's not see an old... let's see a picture in his prime, shall we?
Mr. Mocky says Wikipedia, so it must be true.
No, it must be true. Yeah, he's hilarious. Actually, look at all those pictures of him there.
Lovely face, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like, there's a good picture.
That's a brilliant...
Can I bring that up, Bigly?
Bigly.
Good
gosh.
Look, there we are, that's Bigly. But look, there's Randall and Oh, go away. There's Randall and Hopkirk deceased. Oh, why have you...
Means nothing to me.
Oh, it's the original Randall and Hopkirk deceased, not the remake that was a load
Still means nothing to me, but never mind.
No, never mind. Anyway, how many of the old play school gang are still with us? Is Brian Cant still around? Has he gone? Has he gone and popped his clog?
I do not know.
The woman I didn't like was Fluella Benjamin. I was never keen on her. Derek Griffiths, I suppose because I was a bloke when I was a boy. I was just a little bloke sitting on a toadstool watching, and actually I think Fluella, what's her name? Fluella. She flew in. Fluella Benjamin. She, I think she was a later addition to the play of schools. Anyone remember Rod, Jane and Freddie? Yes, I think they were done for pornographic stuff.
Kerry Baldwin says, I think he was on an episode of BBC Doctors recently.
Who? Derek Griffiths.
Yeah, he weren't dead in that, says Kerry.
No. I met Fluella.
In Wing Yip. What's
in
Wing Yip?
It's a Welsh programme, isn't it? Oh. Fling Whip. Fluella in Wing Flip. Hello, boyo. How you doing? I'm doing all right, thank you.
Is that supposed to be Welsh?
It's not Welsh.
Gosh.
That's not Welsh. That's cultural misappropriation. You will be doomed. You're all going to die in a battleship.
I didn't hear a Welsh accent until I was at least, 13. No, a bit younger.
13?
13. And yeah, and even I could probably... No, I'm not going to say that because I probably couldn't. I'm not going to butcher the Welsh accent.
Sean James Cameron butchers it for us every time he rings in.
He's got a good accent. Beautiful.
Fluella Benjamin, apparently, according to Bonnie H, wrote a book about what you could do with various boxes. Now, if that's like, isn't that that sounds the sort of book that what's the name of that awful Merkel woman?
What, Meghan?
Meghan Merkel wrote a book about a bench,
Markle.
didn't she?
Yeah.
Markle.
Even that was plagiarised.
My bench. Is it called My Bench or My Dad's Bench?
The
or
Bench.
The Bench. And it was for her child. Is it Archie? Is that her child?
Yeah.
Archie. And I don't know what... I haven't read the book because I can't read. But,
It's all right, she didn't actually write it anyway.
Oh, she didn't write it. Fluella is a director at a school near me, says Pauline. Well, that's nice. Paul Cockrell says, very unfortunate surname Brian had. Brian Cant. As in canter, like a horse. A horse canters.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered.
That...
I mean, it's like a Scottish accent. Mark could have done that.
Gate,
Brian Cant.
That gate is named after a cant being a cant. It was... Come on, you remember this?
What gate?
The horse gate. The gate of... No.
Not like a...
Walk, trot, canter, gallop.
Oh, yes,
The
sorry.
gates of a horse.
Oh, the gates of the horse. Yes, the gate.
The gate of canter was
As in
named...
motion.
Yes, was named because the approximate distance it takes for a stride of a canter is the same as the width of a ploughing thing. Come on, you learned
Furlong.
This. No, not a
Field.
furlong. No, I'm sure.
What do you mean you
Never
learned
mind.
this? I never learned it.
You learned something along that line. So I can't blink and remember it now, though, can I?
The width... Cant also means to talk, says Audrey Forbes Hamilton.
I'm sure it had something to do with farming. Then it's a distance. Anyway.
Richard, why are your ears burning this evening? One moment. Are you talking about me? What do you mean, why are they burning? Oh, they do look red, don't they? Well, I did have a shave. I did mention that I had this shave, and of course, you know when you have a shave, you rub your... Well, maybe you guys don't, because perhaps none of you are bald. If I remember rightly... what's her name? Champion. Emily Champion is as bald as a coot, isn't she? She wears a wig, doesn't she? No, Emily, I take that back.
She only has a brain wig.
Yes. No, that was a joke. Did you feel it? Does it feel hot?
No.
What about that one? Don't pull it off.
What?
You can have it back. I don't know why they are. Oh, if you do that, you can't hear anything. Hello?
If I do this, boom.
Yeah.
You won't say anything either for 2 minutes.
No, that's very true. Why have I got Rudolph and Kenneth Cope? Oh, yeah, that's because we were looking at Derek. Now, there he is. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Is it me or is some people... Is it... Stuart Locker says, is it me or is it some people all the time? Is what you... And is what some people all the time? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what he means by that.
Bonnie H says Icelandic ponies have an extra gait. Yeah, I can't remember. Is that called a tilt or something like that? What's it called? Can you remember, Bonnie?
A tilt?
Yeah, the Icelandic horses, they're...
Slip.
What?
They must slip, don't they, on the ice? Icelandic ponies must have a... Whoa-hey!
But they have this really smooth gait, which is... It's a kind of...
Smooth, gaity operator.
Somewhere between a trot and a canter, I think. Anyway.
Is it... No, it isn't.
Is it? What?
Is it? Well, I was saying,
Is
Emily Champion says, I've got a few wigs here. Yes, I told you Emily had
Don't
a wig.
wig out!
She brought a wig down, didn't she, to the studio once?
The brain hat.
The brain hat. That's what it was, yes. Sorry, it wasn't a wig.
I'm sure I mentioned that just now, except I called it a wig, but it wasn't a wig. It was a hat.
Yeah, I have a chest wig, if that counts, says John B. Well, we'd like to see a picture. Send a picture in of your chest wig with you wearing it and the medallion. We want that. That would be good. Mr. Fizzywig, says Emily Champion. Marvellous stuff. Anyway, I think it's time for us to have a little bit of serious contemplation as we go early in the morning to good old Ruislip. No, not Ruislip. Where's Ruislip? Middlesex. No, Rye in East Sussex with good old Bernie. Press the button and nothing happens. This is so... What kind of a show is this?
It's a bit expensive in there. But you can imagine... Probably the coach is coming up the hill there. and turning into here and going, I'm not going to, it's private property, so I'm not going to go round the back, but there will be the courtyard behind where people would rest and the horses would be changed. And that is Mermaid Street. And now I'm going to toddle off back to the car, and got some more work to do. Everywhere you go in Rye, there are little reminders of businesses from the past and a clue to the prosperity that the town once enjoyed. I mean, nowadays it's reliant on tourism to a great extent, but you can't really live here, especially up here in the town centre, unless you've got pots of money. And we're in an area where, unfortunately, I know it's a bit political, people with money have driven out the locals because local people can't afford to buy local houses anymore. So as the kids grow up, there's nothing for them. So a lot of them have now moved away, trying to find somewhere better and cheaper to live. But as a reminder of the wealth that's in the area, this shop here, milliner's shop, I mean, you look at this stuff here in the window. You can hire hats here, but you notice there's no prices in the window. I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I remember my dad. Oh, just 1 second. Here's another old business. It's now a gift shop, but this used to be Adams, and they were printers and stationers. So Roy was pretty self-sufficient. Yeah, as I was saying, Dad used to say to me, yeah, I'd stand at a shop window and have a look. He said, "Are there any price labels on it, son?" "No, Dad, why?" He said, "Oh," he said, "if there's no price tag, you can't afford it. Don't even go and ask." And you know, he was absolutely right. Sing a song of sixpence. A pocket full of rye. 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. And when the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Now, I can cook a little bit, so even I know that pie wasn't cooked. And I'm now going to make my way down to that road down there, and amongst the trees, where I'm going to have a look at the final bridge of the River Rother.
The River Rother. Oh, I've just put mine up. Yes, I was just thinking as you were showing us there the milliner's shop, I was thinking a milliner's shop for millionaires. And apparently Jackie Lowe says, I can't say milliners or jewellery, which is a bit of a shame. You can type it though, I noticed. Yeah. Why can't you say that? Are you not allowed to say it, or does it come out funny?
You struggle to form your mouth around
what words?
Like that.
What words can't you say? When I was a kid,
I can't think of any right now, but there are definitely words that I stumble and fumble over.
I could never say hospital. I would say hospital.
That's not uncommon, actually. Lots of kids struggle with that.
Take me to the hospital. And the other thing is, my dad used to make aerials, and he was always trying to get a signal out of the aerials, and I couldn't say signal. I was always snignal.
Snignal.
Is there a snignal? Have you got a snignal, Dad? It's not signal. I mean snignal, son. Yeah, the River Rother runs through Liss and Hampshire, says... but there's lots of different Rothers, aren't there? I don't think there's a... Don't get in a bother. It may not be the Rother, the Wright Rother, the Wright brothers. Well done, Bernie. Fascinating video. Lovely to see that with you chuckling away and not a soul around. And it's a big shame... Sorry, I thought you were going to say something. It was a big shame. This is happening everywhere. I don't want to get on my high horse, and not after it's got that funny gait. You need a stepladder, really. But that whole thing about everywhere now, you know, any nice place, any nice old village or nice oldie town where the youngsters of people who manage to bring the kids up in these villages can no longer afford to do it because the rich mob have moved in and taken over and pushed, dare I say pushed? I've said it, pushed them out. Pushed out the big, I mean, and of course there's nothing for them. And that's why we need to get back to more communities and local farming. Oh, got on my high horse there, sorry.
Yeah. Paul Cockrell says, I can't say aluminium. I have to pronounce it the American way, which would be aluminum.
What, aluminium?
Aluminum.
Aluminum?
Yes.
What?
Aluminium.
Can you say polystyrene, or do you have to say styrofoam?
Mr. Mocky says, I can't say millennium. I could, but Victoria would mess me up.
Well, what did she say?
She did a skit where she
couldn't say millennium.
said it wrong. Like, yeah, I can't remember exactly what she did, but I do remember there was such a skit. Mr. Mocky says, I also cannot say ambulance.
You cannot say ambulance?
I knew someone else who couldn't say it. I can't remember what they said instead. Nope, can't remember.
Call me a monkey.
You're a monkey?
No.
Why?
Because they couldn't say ambulance, so they called it a monkey. Call me a monkey. Help, call me a monkey. That's interesting what people... I used to pronounce health food shop with pub. I used to pronounce health food shop with pub. Can you work that one out?
Yeah, as in, instead of saying health food pub, health food shop,
what
say
about
pub, as in go to the pub instead of the health food, I guess. What?
Somnambulist.
Where? What?
David Vad says, what about a somnambulist?
Oh, right.
And I think
what the heck?
Is a somnambulist is somebody who puts you to sleep, isn't it?
No, that's an anaesthetist.
No, I don't mean in a professional way. I mean, if you listen to me for any length of time, you will doze off, aren't you? It's that's what I think that is. The abominable. We're all trying.
Ambivalence.
Millennium. Mr. Mockey's got there the abominable snowman. Ambivalence. What else? I used to say stages instead.
Satages instead of sausages.
Satages instead of sausages, says Stephen Agger.
Flappy Goose says, I grew up in the West Indies, so I said everything wrong.
Oh, I'd love to hear your pronunciations of certain words.
Emily Champion says, I used to call the off licence the offer licence.
Ah, yes, a good offer on the bottles that you would bring back.
And Pauline couldn't say guitar and used to say sticky tar. That's cute.
I'd play the sticky tar. Da, 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 da.
Ambidextrous, perhaps, says John B. There's lots of good words, isn't there, out there? I mean, I don't actually know how you pronounce the station, the one that goes goff, goff, goff at the end. But
all I know is Landfair something or other.
Station Master's Choice knows how to say it.
Go, go, goch.
I'm amphibian. I can write with...
ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous, I think you'll find. That is. I can write with either flipper.
Is it illuminous or luminous, says Rachel?
Well, that's a strange thing, isn't it? Illuminous or luminous. And it's like when something's...
Flammable or
inflammable.
inflammable. It's the same thing.
I mean, these are the ridiculous words, aren't they? Sean James Cameron has just copied it from Google. Thanks for that.
Cherry wood and drop.
Some Scots can't say purple.
Santillia go. I can get that bit.
Andrew Norris says some Scots can't say purple burglar alarm. How many purple burglar? Why wouldn't they be able to say that? Should have got Mark on there.
Yeah, Mark, if you're still watching, call us back and say that.
I can't say my purple burglar alarm. Dialect causes mispronunciation. For example, I can't say January or February. It's January or February. Yes, I suppose that's like what's that funny castle that he always mispronounces?
Oh, Bodgum.
Yes,
Bodium.
Bodium and Bodgum. Terrible. It's lovely though. I love it the way Bernie says Bodgum. And, you know, it's a shame that the castle isn't sort of higgledy-piggledy, because then it would just really be good, like a bodged-up castle, wouldn't it? That's Bodgum Castle, those. And you go, yeah, I can see why.
That's another fine Bodgum you've got us into.
Sean James Cameron says, 9 o'clock. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. It's been absolutely fun. We're only doing the hour now. But Elaine Whitlock, it's 9 o'clock. We all got things to do. Yes, we won't keep you. Don't worry.
Flappy Goose says people from Glasgow can't say Carl because they roll the R, so it'd be Carol. So it sounds more like Carol.
Slam the door, last one out, says that it's not a slam door train
ding. Last orders at the bar, ladies and gentlemen. Last orders at the bar.
141 view. Blimey, 140.
Really?
If we do
135 there.
Yeah, if we do a shorter show, we get more viewers, you see. That's the way it is.
It's gin o'clock, says Rachel.
Fantastic. Well, there you go. Anyway, lovely to see you back again on Wednesday. Actually, I can actually say it. Just make a funny thing of it. Wherein, in the Wednesday show, we will have the lovely Julia.
And the lovelier Richard.
Yes, the lovelier. Did you say?
Yes.
Oh. And I'll be wearing glasses and no hair. And Julia will be wearing no glasses and some hair. So there's plenty to look forward to. Other than that, you set the agenda. On fire, usually. So thank you very much for coming along. Thanks to Judith. If she's, I don't know whether Judith is.
She's out there.
She's out there.
Thank you,
Judith.
There.
I'm so sorry if I didn't notice you there. But it also gives Judith half the night off as well, because, you know, poor old Judith is sitting there adjudicating and making sure.
I see what you did there.
Did you?
Adjudicating.
She is adjudicating, and now she goes, thank God I get my evenings back. I can sit down, put my feet up, and not have to worry if anybody says anything out of place, which is marvellous. Anyway, there we are. It's been lovely. Thanks for the videos to Jackie HW for the almond raspberry cake.
Raspberry and
almond. Stephen Agger for the Dognu Great Ormond Street. And Bernie for the Rivers of Rye, but mostly rye, which was superb. There we are. Anyway, nice to see you. Nice. Thank you, Julia, for coming in.
Thank you, Richard, for putting it all together.
Thank you for typing the people. And thank you, Mark, for calling in and giving us a good lecture about hard drives and get a new computer, Vobesy. I'll have to do that. Until next time, arrivi dirt cheap.
Judith's asking what she will do with her extra half hour. I don't know, darling. That's for you to decide.
Yes, it's yours. And by the way, we
don't do nothing for you.
We're docking half an hour out of your pay, just so you know.
What's half of nothing?
I know.
Nothing.
Yeah, you came from nothing.
You go back to nothing. What do you got? Nothing.
And on that note,
nighty night.
Bye.